Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Probation Officer's Perspective. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to all, so you'll be notified of all the new content that I'm pushing out. With that, it's been a while. I know, I understand. Life goes on, got a lot of things going on. Been sitting back, trying to get things done, for the summer. And, pretty much, I think I got everything wrapped up finally. But thank you for all your support, guys. I really appreciate it. And so I came across this video I wanted to share with you because I've kind of been in this similar situation. It's when racists or rogue cops that profile people, get owned, and this one, he gets owned at the end, pretty much. I don't know what the outcome of it is, but the ending was, but I can guarantee you I kind of have an idea, and you'll probably have an idea of what happened. So let's get into that. Let me make myself smaller here. I'm gonna put myself way up here. And come on now. Here we go. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
You got big muscles, huh?
My gun right on my chest.
Oh, wow. Oh, on your chest, huh? So we're lying today. Are you a gangbanger? Is that what you're doing here? You're selling drugs?
It's me.
No.
Okay.
Don't move.
Sit in the parking lot.
Don't move. You have a license to carry this?
A traffic stop. An officer who's already decided who he's dealing with. A gangbanger, a drug dealer, a liar. He's got the man spread-eagled, patting him down, calling him scum. What he doesn't know yet, he just put hands on a federal agent. An FBI agent, to be exact, with a badge around his neck. And this officer is about to find out what that means.
So you're a cop. So why wouldn't you tell me?
Right out the gate. You're a little weirdo. Not sir. Not driver. This officer has made up his mind about who's sitting in that car before the stop even gets going. The driver is recording. And the officer doesn't care. Watch what happens when the driver pushes back.
Open the window for me all the way, please. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Can you do me a favor? Open all the windows.
What?
Open all the windows.
Why do you want to open up?
I don't know if you guys noticed that, but knocking on the window like that, tell him to put his phone down. He has the right to have his phone out. He could have his phone recording, This cop has an attitude right from the rip. And trust me, I've worked with him, and I actually have a story. I think I may have told it before, but it's a true story. It's something similar to this. But I'll just let this play out.
I need you to open all the windows for me right now. Anybody else in this vehicle?
There's nobody else in the vehicle, but you can let me know.
Okay.
I'm recording.
All right. You know why I'm pulling you over right now?
No, why?
Okay, I'm pulling you over because I saw you. I was driving behind you. I don't know if you noticed. You were swerving. You didn't indicate your turn signal. Okay, you can record all you want. I mean, I don't know what you're doing there. What you're looking up. You're looking up. You little weirdo.
I love making people's lives difficult.
Did you hear how he's already being a total jerk, but you call him a little weirdo. It just keeps going.
That's not a slip. That's a philosophy. And then there's no supervisor. I'm the supervisor. No accountability. No chain of command. Just one officer who believes he's untouchable. The driver asks again. The officer doesn't budge. So now this goes to the next level.
Do me a favor. Open up all the windows. Blah blah. Let's go.
I'll open up all the windows for you.
Sir. Why are you making this difficult?
Tell me again why
you want me to make your life difficult? Because I love making people's lives difficult.
Really?
There you go. I just did that. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Okay. So, now, license, registration, proof of insurance. Can you get off?
I like the way he says, I love making people's lives miserable. This is why law enforcement gets a bad name. Cops like this. He's profiling. He's being a total jerk, you know, right off the rip. Can you get off your phone, your little TikTok thing? You know, he's just totally being an ass.
Your phone?
Listen,
Your little TikTok thing?
Listen, can you tell me why you put me on?
I just did. Are you
Matter of
deaf?
fact, can you call your supervisor?
Are you deaf?
You call your supervisor?
Oh, there's no supervisor.
There's no supervisor.
No, there is no supervisor. I'm the most senior officer on the road right now.
Oh, listen.
So,
I'll tell you what
I would.
All right, there's timeout. When you ask for a supervisor, they have to call in a supervisor. He's obviously not a supervisor. He said he's the most senior officer on the road. Well, it doesn't matter if you're the most senior officer on the road. You have a sergeant, a captain, sergeant, lieutenant, captain. There's always an officer on duty, a road patrol that is, you know, a supervisor, whether it's a lieutenant or a sergeant. And he didn't identify as he was a sergeant. He's just the most senior officer on the road, so he thinks he can do whatever he wants, and he doesn't even he just blows them off, which you got to call supervisor if one's asked for. All right, let's.
He said supervisor.
I'm gonna let you listen to my music.
Okay, so that's how we're gonna play.
Like a good boy. Let that sink in. An officer of the law on a recorded traffic stop telling a grown man to follow directions like a good boy. And the subject is right about Florida law. Constitutional carry means you don't need a permit. But the officer doesn't seem interested in the law. He's interested in control.
All right, step out of the vehicle for me. Step out of the vehicle for me.
Listen.
Okay, put the phone down.
Listen.
Hold on. Actually, you know
Listen.
what? Do you have any weapons on? Do you have anything you're not supposed to have on you in the car?
Listen.
Do you have anything you're not supposed to have on you in the car, sir? You're gonna make this. You're gonna make this difficult.
Can I step out the vehicle?
Can you
then?
just
listen.
answer the question first?
I'll step out the
Keep your
vehicle
hands
for you.
on the wheel.
I'll step out the
Listen
vehicle
to me.
for you.
Follow my directions, and this can go very easy.
Listen, sir.
Listen,
Do you
sir.
want me to get out the car or you don't?
I want you to follow my directions like you just did, like
Okay,
a good boy.
I'm
All right.
I'll follow your directions.
Okay.
Now, did you want me?
He's being a real smart ass. He's just like cops like this just push and push and push. Sometimes people snap, and this is why. But they're obviously in Florida, I believe. Both there's 20. I want to say it's close to 30 states in the United States that have permitless carry. As long as you're not a felon, you can carry a firearm on your side, loaded in the vehicle. It's called permitless carry, and it's mostly the Midwest, back east, down south, mainly red states. And I'm not trying to be political here, but it's mainly the red states that are allowed. These laws have been passing. More and more states are passing these laws, so law-abiding citizens can carry weapons to protect themselves and protect others, you know, and without having to go through to get a concealed carry permit, a CCW, because them CCWs, you know, they could take forever, or if they don't like you, usually the sheriff is the one that issues, the sheriff's department. If they don't like you for some reason or whatever, they don't have to give it to you. But now, since the law changed in these states, and with a CCW, when they run your plate, it comes up that you have a CCW license. And the permitless carry, okay, with a CCW, you also have to tell the officer that you do have a weapon, you have a CCW. But with the permitless carry, you do not have to notify that officer that you're carrying a weapon. You do not. So let's go on.
Do you have
car or
any
they don't?
weapons or anything you shouldn't have in a vehicle or on your person at this moment?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
The man discloses the firearm, does everything he's supposed to do. And the officer's response? Are you a gangbanger? Are you selling drugs? No basis for that. No probable cause. No evidence, just an assumption about who this man is. And then he calls him Fingscombe, an armed citizen, fully compliant, being degraded during a pat-down. But the officer is about to discover something hanging around this man's neck.
Do you have a firearm on you? Do you have a license to carry a firearm if you do?
Are we in Florida? Even if I did have a license, you don't
my
even
question.
need
What is this back
to have
and
what
forth?
you're talking about.
Get out of the vehicle. Okay.
All right, listen.
Hands over here.
I got a gun
Hands over
right here on my side.
Okay, put your hands up then.
I got a gun on my side.
Okay.
Can you do me a favor?
226. I'm gonna have it totally mailed.
Listen,
No,
look at my shirt.
Rush
Listen,
that back up.
While you're searching me,
Spread your feet out.
while you're searching
your feet
me,
out.
sir.
So he was right. He's in Florida. He does not need to divulge that he is carrying a firearm. As long as he's legal, permitless carry, you do not have to notify that officer. But he tells him, and you see how that cop does not want to hear it. He doesn't want to hear anything he has to say. As he's telling him, you know, he's trying to explain himself. He doesn't give him the opportunity to explain himself at all. He just puts him up against the car, starts patting him down, and let's go from there.
Spread your feet out.
While you're searching me,
Where's the
could you
gun?
Please,
Where's the gun?
On my
Where's the
right,
gun?
right here. On my right hand.
For my safety and your safety, we're gonna do this today, okay?
Hey, make sure when you do that, while you
You see how immature that officer is, laughing like that, trying to make fun of him, and then handcuffing him because he has a firearm. And still, there was no reason for the stop other than he thinks he's a drug dealer or whatever it is that. So let's go on. It's crazy. These officers this is what, like I said, the bad apples. A lot of people don't like law enforcement or police officers, but they're not all like that. You get these ones like that every once in a while.
searching me,
You got big muscles, aren't you?
my gun is right on my chest.
Oh, wow. Oh, on your chest, huh? So we're lying today. Are you a gangbanger?
He's telling him his license is on his chest. And he says, oh, so now we're lying today. And then calls him a gangbanger. It gets worse, or a little bit before it gets better.
Is that what you're doing here? You're selling drugs?
It's me?
Oh,
No.
okay. Don't
I'm
move.
sitting in the parking lot.
Don't move. You have a license to carry this?
And there it is. Federal agent. The badge is real. The ID is real. The man this officer called a weirdo, a gangbanger, a drug dealer. The man he told to follow directions like a good boy and called Fingscombe is a federal agent. And listen to the officer's response. So you're a cop. Why wouldn't you tell me? As if the disrespect was the subject's fault.
We're in Florida, right?
But, do you have a shot?
I sure enough do.
Okay.
You know what?
It's called a, hey buddy,
It's around my neck.
it's called a concealed carry permit.
Listen, my license is around my neck.
Oh.
I carry it around my neck.
Okay. Well, first let's see what else you got. Let's see, you're lying a bit. Hey, didn't I spread your feet apart? Spread your feet apart, huh? Fucking scared. Oh, shit.
This is what we're doing?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Listen, can you make sure you get my
What is this?
can you make sure you get my license?
I like this. I like the way he grabs it. And he says, what is this? Come on, man. This cop is, man, just makes me mad watching it, but it's all right. But he's calling him everything. And his license to carry, like I said, if you're living a permitless carry state, you do not have to have a license to carry.
To carry. My license to carry is on my chest.
Is this fake? You know, a lot of people like to act like they're cops.
Federal agent.
Right. Where's the ID? Let's check the ID. Give me a favor.
Federal agent.
Okay.
So now my badge don't even make a
Lean
difference.
against the car. Lean against the car. Lean against the car. So you're a cop. So why wouldn't you tell me?
It seemed like you fraudulently pulled me over.
You been drinking today?
The cuffs come off, but the attitude doesn't change. I don't know why you're being like this. The officer is the one who escalated every step of this encounter, the insults, the assumptions, the like a good boy, and now he's asking the federal agent why he's upset. And notice the agent makes it clear this isn't over.
Drinking, sir, we don't drink.
I smell alcohol emanating from the...
This cop's still being a smartass, dude. He sees his badge. I guess he checks his ID. Then he says, "Oh, I smell alcohol." I mean, he's just trying everything because he knows he screwed up. He screwed up. He never gave that officer the opportunity, that agent, the opportunity to even tell him anything, and I wouldn't either. And I'm going to tell you my story, too, after we get done. He doesn't give him the opportunity.
Actually, we're doing an investigation on...
Okay.
And just what? You just happened to pass.
216. Status of that backup.
You just happened to pass.
Okay.
So when your sergeant gets here and he realizes what's going on right now...
What's going on is that I stopped.
And I stopped. The badge don't make a difference.
Where's the... Okay. So I found your ID.
Because here I have a cop who's doing some things that's wrong. Tell me why, as a police officer... Tell me why another police officer in handcuffs.
You didn't identify
Over a swerve?
You didn't identify yourself as a police officer. You were swerving. You didn't indicate your turn signal.
Once again, sir, you didn't call your sergeant here neither.
There's
so
no
there's the things that we supposed to do here, right?
Okay. All right, let me get these off of you, buddy. I don't know why you're being like this.
See, and now he's not denying he didn't call a sergeant, the supervisor. And then he's asking why is he acting like this, being like, wait, why are you being like this? Well, that's because you came at him the way you came at him. You accused him. You didn't even give him an opportunity to tell you anything before you just already profiled what this guy right here, this other officer or federal agent, but he looked, he was profiling. He was profiling. And it's not right. And granted, I'm telling you right now, not all officers are like that. But yes, there is a few bad apples that do this kind of stuff. And it's not okay. And I hope he lost his job over this. I'm sure he did. But let's go on.
I don't know why you're being like this.
I don't know what y'all got going on here.
What y'all got going on?
I'll tell you what.
You
we as agents, we're gonna figure it out. We don't like city cops. You know that, right?
Okay, yeah, we don't like federal cops either.
Agents don't like city cops.
We don't
consider ourselves cops.
What are you, a pencil pusher, man? Come on.
We'll go farther than that. The agent isn't threatening. He's promising. He's going to make sure this gets reviewed. And the officer's last move? Cancel the backup. No witnesses. No sergeant. Just a quiet end to a stop that started with "you're a little weirdo" and ended with the federal badge.
Listen, you could have just... I pulled you over, you could have just identified yourself as police officer and this would have been done. I would have said... Of course it was.
When I showed you my badge and you grabbed my badge, you still didn't believe it was real.
Because people impersonate officers all the time. Okay. Do they not?
When I see your sergeant, I'll make sure when I see your sergeant, we'll make sure.
Well, we don't have to go that far. Okay.
You see that now? He said, I know what it says on the caption. That's not right. It says Chargers. He said sergeant. And then he's like, well, we don't have to go that far. We don't have to go that far. You know what I mean? Now he's kissing his butt because he knows he's screwed up. Major.
Okay. No, we won't. We'll go farther than that. We'll make sure we talk to them. We'll make sure we do a lot of things on this. I'm pretty sure you probably have other offenses against you. But you have a nice day. And I continue to have a mind.
Listen.
I appreciate you, sir.
Listen.
Okay, so you see what happened there. He said he's going to push it further. You know what I mean? He's pushing it further than the sergeant. And then he said, have a nice day, because I'm going to have a good one, or whatever he said. Unfortunately, man, there's cops out there like that. They give other cops a bad name. That's why people are skeptical, sketchy. Hey, man, if you get pulled over, pull your phone out. They can't say nothing about you recording them. It's not against the law to do that. And I suggest if you feel that way at any point in time, you record. Because who knows if they got their body cam off or not. This dummy that thought he was going to take this out, had his body cam on the whole time though, which was good for the agent. Anyway, yeah, I hope he loses his job. He doesn't lose his job. If he didn't lose his job over that, his supervisor should lose his job too. Anyways, I'll tell you a little story about me. So I was working undercover. It was a day off. It was my day off. I took the day off. I had to go somewhere. So when I was working undercover, like I had earrings and I used to wear my beanies all the time. I still do. I just always been that way. And I have tattoos and I just always, and then the car that I was using for when I was working undercover was like a little Honda. It was slammed, rims, blacked out windows. I had a loud exhaust on it, the whole 9 yards, because you got to play the part when you're working undercover, depending on what you're doing undercover. But it was my day off, so I didn't have my badge under my shirt. But you always have your badge and your ID, your government ID on you. And so I pulled up, and it was a highway, or the beginning of a highway. There was a stoplight right there. And there was a car next to me. So I was kind of like this, at an angle. Like I was in this lane. This cop pulls up in this lane next to me. There's a car in front of him. And I had my window cracked down. My windows are blacked out, like I said. And at that time, they were not good to have your windows blacked out. They would use that as an excuse to pull you over. Anyways, I looked over at him. He looked over at me. I just turned around and I started bumping music, acting like I was ignoring him. So as soon as the light turns green, I go. He pulls behind me and cuts off the car that was behind me, get behind me. And then he waits a little bit and then lights me up. And when he lights me up, pulls me over, he comes up. He said, I forget whatever reason it was that he pulled me over for, but he pulled me over. I think it might have been the windows. It was something really stupid or something I didn't even do. Similar to that situation, Anyway, he asked for my registration, my insurance, my driver's license. So I get my insurance, driver's license out of insurance and registration out of the glove box. And then I get my wallet out, and he's standing there and he's just running his mouth. He's being a real dick. He's looking around, trying to see if I had any drugs or, you know what I mean? He had me roll all my windows down too, and he's looking around. He's trying to look for probable cause to search my car. So he's looking for anything. And then, I had my gun on my side though, underneath my clothes. And then, so when I went to pull out my wallet, so the way a wallet works, you know how a wallet works, obviously. I'm not saying you know how a wallet, it opens up like this. Well, if you've ever been a cop or so you have your badge in there, okay, and then there's another flap that flips up, and that's where your driver's license and then your government ID is. And when you do that, your badge is right there, but it has like a velvet cover over it. It just lays on top of it. So when I flipped up that part of the velvet came up a little bit, and he saw the gold part of my badge, and he said, "What is that?" And he was still being a real jerk, and he's like, "What is that?" I said, I just kept playing stupid. I was playing his game. I'm like, "What's what?" He goes, that gold, is that a badge?" You know what I mean? I said, "What does it matter?" And anyways, eventually he goes, he wanted to see my badge. So finally I showed it to him. Boom, there it is. Showed him my credentials. And then he said the same thing though. He's like, "Well, why didn't you tell me when I first pulled you over?" Because we used to have a common courtesy thing sometimes, you know what I mean? Especially if you're working undercover, you know what I mean? Things like that. And that you just tell him, "Hey, all right, see you, go on about your business," whatever. But he was taking it too far. he saw the badge. I wasn't going to show him my badge. I wasn't going to tell him where I worked. I wasn't going to tell him nothing because he was being a jerk. You know, he's being just a smart ass. He was being rude, profiling because of my car, the car that I used for undercover work and the way I was looking. And anyways, so I show him the badge, my credentials. He sees that and he says, what do you need to tell? I said, you didn't give me a chance to, dude. You were all over me for nothing, for no reason. Like I didn't do anything wrong. And you were all over me because of the way I look and what I'm driving. Anyways, out of that, as soon as he got done giving me his little spiel, then he's like, have a nice day. He gives me all my stuff back. He says, have a nice day. He says, you should know better or something like that. And gives me my stuff and takes off. Stupid. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell to all so you'll be notified of all the new content that I'm pushing. And with that, look, I know I haven't put out a lot of content lately. Like I said, it's summertime. I'm trying to get my, all the cars, houses, the house in order, outside and everything. And I'm pretty much done. But I've also been working on a lot of content. And I've got several different things I want to do. And some of these content creators, I want to kind of expose them for the frauds that they are, that they think they're better than everybody else, kind of like these cops, you know what I mean? Like they think that they're, because they have this many subscribers and you're a smaller channel, that you don't mean nothing. But I've had several people reach out to me to be on their channel. And at the time I was going through treatment, I couldn't do it. And one of them in particular, I've reached out to him several times after, and he never would return my call after that. And I want to kind of touch base on that. Like that he thinks he's better, I guess. You know what I mean? But I have a lot more content coming out. I'm working and putting together. Anyways, with that, we'll see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed this one. Peace out.